Right then, welcome back. Manchester United playing Lyon tomorrow night in the Europa League quarter-final, and it remains an opportunity for us to get Champions League football. Now, I think with Joshua Zirkzee getting injured, that might have changed a little bit. Because as I write my team sheet, I go, there's not enough here to go and score. And that's the truth. So what do? Well, we do what we can. And we hope for the best. And that's about as it, isn't it? Now, obviously, we host Lyon for the second leg with a tie level at 2-2 after the first leg. We saw a dramatic first leg where United probably could have gone on and won it. And we were all right at times. Now, Lyon have made it count in their league fixture over the weekend. They beat Auxerre 3-1. And United were turned inside out by Newcastle 4-1. As we know, confidence levels could be in different stratospheres in the changing rooms at Old Trafford tomorrow night. But I think the key thing here is there are some decent players on the injury list. Actually, for both teams, you've got Fofana and Nuamah, who are going to be missing for Lyon. And for United, Joshua Zirkzee suffered an injury to his hamstring, which saw him taken off the pitch. And that, for me, is the significant one for this. Both sides will see this as everything to finish off their seasons. Lyon's recent league win took them into 4th place. United are in 15th. Or 14th, sorry, should I say. Now, I wouldn't expect too much change to how we saw them play in the first leg. It'll be a 4-2-3-1. They'll look to try and control possession. They'll look to try and create chances in the same manner that they did do. We know in the first leg, actually, it looked like a 4-3-1-2. Saw a bit of a narrowing of their forward line. And the tactical setup that we saw revolves, as it was expected to, around controlled system manipulating build-up, quick transitions, and trying to exploit the space in between the lines. Actually, totally forgot about Cherki for the first leg preview. But actually, he was kept relatively quiet in the first leg. His position generally is the most creative player in that team. And as one of the most creative players in European football, actually, as well. He's very, very dangerous, and he's undeniably someone that we have to look out for in this next leg. Now, I think Mikautadze is probably the one that surprised everyone the most with his performance as a striker in the first leg. He was very quick to every single ball. He made real creative runs in behind. He looked lively, caused us problems. Tolisso also looked quite dynamic and played well with the space that he was given. And even though Zirkzee often starts out in the 10, he does drift across anywhere in the front line. And both him and Almada seemingly were deployed with a lot of fluidity against us. They dropped deep, they occupied different spaces, they looked at different channels, and they caused us a fair amount of problems. It wasn't the hardest game we've ever had. I think it was sloppy from United rather than brilliant from them. But, you know, they did cause us some problems, those 3-4 players in particular. Now, Lyon's fullbacks, Maitland-Niles and Tagliafico, extremely important to how they hold their width. They both overlap aggressively. Tagliafico, especially being a big outlet for crosses, looking to try and feed Lacazette in the centre. And flexibility is the big thing that Lyon kind of bring. They switch confidently between being patient and looking to try and hit us quick on the counter. And we saw that last Thursday, I thought. There was times when the same circumstances and the same players, there was different sort of outcomes that they were trying to produce with the ball. Out of possession, they press selectively, as we saw. You're looking at a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1, trying to clog central areas, trying to force you to go wide, trying to, you know, they'll pick and choose who and where the players in the opposition get the ball and where they allow them to have the ball. their high fullbacks did leave gaps. Their back line struggled with crosses, I thought, as they did throughout the entirety of this season. They've conceded 10 headed goals in 28 matches, which is quite a lot. And beside this, they capitalised on turnovers. Against us, 6 of their shots came from quick breaks. So that's something that United are going to have to watch, particularly at Old Trafford, because at Old Trafford I expect them to be a lot happier to just sit in. That's what I expect, at least, anyway. Star man for Lyon this week, I think it'll be 21-year-old playmaker Rayan Cherki. Definitely a game changer for them. Definitely a match winner for them. 11 goals and 18 assists this year, including 8 Europa League assists. The ability to drift in between the lines and just occupy different spaces is what probably makes him the standout player for me in terms of what he's going to bring to the table. In terms of the United 11, again, very much limited by who you're able to select here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Garnacho on the bench. Partially because I think he's significantly more impactful off the bench, for one. And we might need that. But if he starts, there is literally nothing off the bench that you can change. And I think this is the sort of game where United need to elicit a level of control and to get the ball back. And the way I'm going to try and do that is to have Mount and Bruno as a pair of sort of hard-working number 10s either side of Højlund. See if we can get our width and offensive threat through Dalot and Dorgu. And go with a bit of a box midfield in the centre, Mount, Bruno, Casemiro and Ugarte, to try and control the ball a little bit, because I think those 4 could do that. The back line, there's no, at the time of recording at least, there is no return day given for De Ligt, which is a fucking blow for us, to be honest, because he was really in some good form. So I expect it to be Mazraoui, Maguire and Yoro, and I've totally glossed over the fact of the goal, the selection of the goalkeeper. I think it'll be Onana. Oh, he's already sort of alluded to that, but it's Onana. Complete shit show over the last week with the goalkeeping situation, but I think it'll be Onana. Opportunity to redeem himself. Mazraoui, Maguire, Yoro, Dalot, Ugarte, Casemiro, Dorgu as the midfield 4. Bruno, Mount behind Højlund. Garnacho being United's match winner off the bench. As always, this match special is brought to you by our friends at Hollywood Bets, and it is all square after a thrilling 2-2 draw in the first leg where Lyon managed to snatch a dramatic late equaliser, making it all to play for at Old Trafford tomorrow night. A place in the semi-finals is on the line, and United chasing their only realistic route to European football next season. This one is set up to be an absolute cracker, high stakes showdown at Old Trafford. Here's the bet that we're going for. Both teams to score. We're going for over 8.5 total corners. Cherki for 1+ shot on target. Garnacho for 1+ shot on target. Over 2.5 cards, and that's been boosted from 8.5 to 1 to 11 to 1. So a £10 bet on that could win you £120 back. And if you'd like to get involved with that bet boost, all you got to do is click the link in the description. If you are new to Hollywood Bets, then you can create an account and take advantage of their excellent new customer offers, which are also linked in the description. Odds are subject to change, and you must be over 18 to participate. Remember that football is unpredictable, and this bet is designed to enhance your viewing experience. There's certainly no guarantee of a win. For more information on responsible gaming, please check out begambleaware.org. Now, how do we beat them? First and foremost, stop Cherki. Get a player on him, whether that's Ugarte or somebody else, to just shadow him, keep him quiet, and stop him being the integral part of Lyon's play that he can be. Maybe have someone like Dalot double up when he drifts into that sort of flank, as he often does. Try and exploit the fullback's space. I think Dorgu and Dalot would be the options to try and get in behind. Maybe if you can have Højlund start to operate in the channel in space rather than do the hand fighting that he seems to love going up against centre-halves. Do that because Maitland-Niles and Tagliafico get forward. And we saw in the first leg that if you can get Bruno on the ball or even Casemiro on the ball, they've got that switch and they've got that spread in them where they're able to go and make things happen. And I think that could be a real easy place for United to go and get something done. and then target the set plays. We saw Leny Yoro score from a set play. They're vulnerable in the air. We're getting a little bit of success from set plays in that sense. Casemiro's fantastic at set plays. Maguire typically wins a hell of a lot, even though he's not scored a lot of goals for us doing that. Let's put it on them at corners. If they're weak at dealing with set plays, turn it into a strength of ours. Make it happen. And then a bit of discipline and a little bit of compact shape. Deny them a little bit of space. Watch them on the transition. They like the control chaos. Neutralize that. Make it our game of football. And see if we can go and get the job done and put ourselves into the semi-final. It's going to be a nervy one. Especially with the likes of Cherki being out as well. But let me know how you think this game's going to go in the comments. Cheers for tuning in as always. Check out Hollywood Bets in the description below. And I will see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.